Hello everyone. Today we are talking about mistakes English learners make every day. One of the biggest mistakes is translating every sentence from your native language into English. Many learners do this because it feels comfortable. However, English and other languages do not always follow the same rules. When you translate word by word, your sentences may sound strange or incorrect.
I used to do that all the time. Before speaking English, I would first think in my native language and then translate everything. It made me speak very slowly. Sometimes I used the wrong words because the translation was not natural.
That's a common problem. Instead of translating, try to think directly in English. Start with simple ideas. For example, don't think about a long sentence. Think, I am hungry. I am tired. I need help. These simple thoughts help your brain become comfortable with English.
Yes, that helped me a lot. I started using simple English sentences during my daily activities. When I woke up, I said, "Good morning." When I drank coffee, I said, "This coffee is hot." Slowly, I stopped translating every word.
Here's an example. Some learners translate directly and say, I have 30 years. In English, we say, I am 30 years old. Direct translation often creates mistakes like this.
Another example is saying, "Open the TV." The natural English expression is, "Turn on the TV." Learning common English phrases is very important.
Now, let's talk about another common mistake, using the wrong verb tense. English has different tenses for different situations. Many learners mix present, past, and future tenses.
I remember making this mistake often. Sometimes I said, "Yesterday I go to the store." But the correct sentence is, "Yesterday I went to the store."
Exactly. If something happened in the past, use the past tense. If it is happening now, use the present tense. If it will happen later, use the future tense.
Let me practice. I go to school every day. That's present tense. I went to school yesterday. That's past tense. I will go to school tomorrow. That's future tense.
Perfect. A simple tip is to pay attention to time words like yesterday, today, now, tomorrow, last week, and next year. These words help you choose the correct tense.
Sometimes learners know the grammar rules, but still make mistakes when speaking quickly.
That's normal. The solution is practice. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. Don't worry about being perfect.
Speaking of that, many learners are afraid to speak English because they fear making mistakes.
Yes, fear is one of the biggest obstacles. Some learners know many English words but never use them because they are nervous.
That was me. I worried that people would laugh at my mistakes. Because of that, I avoided speaking English.
But mistakes are part of learning. Every fluent English speaker made mistakes at the beginning. The important thing is to keep practicing.
I started with small conversations. I spoke to myself, recorded my voice, and practiced simple dialogues. Little by little, my confidence grew.
That's a great strategy. Confidence comes from action, not from waiting. Every time you speak English, you improve.
So, if you're listening right now, don't be afraid. Start with one sentence today, then two sentences tomorrow.
Let's finish with a quick practice session. I'll say an incorrect sentence and then we'll correct it. Wrong sentence. She go to work every day.
Correct sentence. She goes to work every day.
Excellent. Wrong sentence. I am here since Monday.
Correct sentence. I have been here since Monday.
Great job. Here's another one. Yesterday I see my friend.
Correct sentence. Yesterday, I saw my friend.
Wonderful. Now let's do a short conversation. Sarah, what did you do yesterday?
Yesterday, I studied English for 1 hour and watched an English video.
Excellent. What will you do tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I will practice speaking English with my friends.
Perfect answer. Today we learned about translating too much, using the wrong tense, and being afraid to speak. Keep practicing every day.
Remember, mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are lessons. Learn from them and continue improving your English every day.
Many English learners study hundreds of vocabulary words every month, but after a short time they forget most of them. The reason is simple. Learning a word is not the same as using a word. When you only read vocabulary lists, your brain stores the information for a short period. If you never use the word in speaking or writing, it slowly disappears from your memory. That's why some learners know many words when they study, but cannot remember them during a conversation.
I made that mistake for years. I had notebooks full of vocabulary. Every page contained new words and meanings. I spent hours memorizing them. But when I wanted to speak English, the words never came to my mind. It was frustrating because I felt like I was studying a lot, but not improving.
That's a very common experience. The solution is to use every new word immediately. For example, if you learn the word opportunity, don't stop after reading the meaning. Create several sentences. Say, learning English gives me new opportunities. Then write another sentence. Then use it again in conversation.
That's what I do now. Whenever I learn a new word, I challenge myself to use it at least 3 times during the day. This simple habit helps me remember vocabulary much longer.
Another effective method is connecting new words to your daily life. If the word has a personal meaning, your brain remembers it more easily. Vocabulary should become part of your daily communication, not just part of your notebook.
I also learned that reviewing old vocabulary is important. Before learning 10 new words, I review 10 old words. This keeps them fresh in my memory and helps me use them naturally.
Exactly. Repetition creates long-term memory. Small daily practice is much better than learning hundreds of words at once.
Now let's talk about pronunciation. This is another area where English learners often struggle.
Many learners develop incorrect pronunciation habits because they focus only on reading. They see a word, guess the pronunciation, and continue using it incorrectly for months or even years.
That happened to me with several English words. I learned them from books and never heard native speakers pronounce them. Later, I discovered that I had been saying them incorrectly the whole time.
That's why listening is essential. Your ears must hear correct English before your mouth can produce correct English. One of the best techniques is listening and repeating. Listen to a sentence, pause the audio, and repeat it exactly as you hear it.
I practice this every day. Sometimes I repeat the same sentence 5 or 6 times until it sounds natural. At first, it feels strange, but it really improves pronunciation.
Another challenge is difficult English sounds. Some sounds don't exist in other languages, so learners naturally replace them with familiar sounds. This can make words difficult to understand.
Sometimes I still struggle with certain sounds. When that happens, I slow down and focus on one word at a time, instead of trying to speak quickly.
That's the right approach. Clear pronunciation is more important than fast pronunciation. Speaking slowly and clearly helps listeners understand you better.
Do you recommend recording our voices?
Absolutely. Recording yourself is one of the most powerful learning tools. When you listen to your recording, you notice mistakes that you don't hear while speaking.
That's true. Sometimes I think a sentence sounds perfect until I listen to the recording.
Now let's discuss another common mistake: ignoring listening practice.
I used to think grammar and vocabulary were enough. I spent most of my study time reading textbooks and memorizing rules.
Many learners do that. However, listening is one of the most important skills in language learning. If you can't understand spoken English, conversations become difficult, no matter how much grammar you know.
Listening was difficult for me in the beginning. Native speakers seemed to speak too fast, and I felt lost.
See you in the next episode. Keep learning and keep speaking English. Bye, everyone.